Hello everyone and welcome. I have an Easter wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, you're going to need one egg wreath form and one bunny wreath form. Both of these came from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some large chunky yarn. I'm going to be using the roving yarn by Mainstay. I actually did pick this up from Dollar Tree, but it was a closeout from Walmart, so you can pick something up similar at Walmart. You can also use the chunky chenille's yarn on this project. Anything of the yarn that is nice and thick will work. I'm going to wrap both of my forms in the yarn before I attach them together. And here on the ears, I'm just going to be wrapping around the individual wires because I'm planning on backing it with a really pretty fabric that's going to match. Now before we start to wrap our wreath frames, you want to take the bunny frame, lay it down and trace out the ears. You're also going to want to mark what's the front and right and left. That's just going to help you when we go to cut out our fabric. Next, you want to go ahead and trim out your bunny ears so that you have a pattern to work with. Now I pulled out a piece of my yarn and I cut it just to make it easier for me to work with as I wrap. And I'm going to start right here on the crossbar. Just going to turn it over to the back. Add some hot glue there to the crossbar and lay down my yarn. And then just slowly work your way around and wrap your base. If you have any trouble of it slipping or sliding and not laying the way you want it to, just add a little dab of hot glue to the back to secure it so it doesn't slip. This wreath is fun and easy to make, a perfect wreath for a beginner. The finished wreath is about 32 inches in length and approximately 13 inches wide. I have my bunny head all wrapped and I'm very happy. It looks so pretty. Now this, the roving yarn does tend to kind of get feathery. If that happens while you're working on it, just kind of roll everything around so that it goes back to looking a little bit more smooth. It's just the type of yarn that it is. If you use the chunky chenille yarn instead, you won't have that problem. But I really like this. I like the way that it looks, because I'm looking for that neutral farmhouse style with this wreath. So now I'm working on my egg wreath form and I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm just wrapping my base with the yarn. Now I have both of my frames wrapped and I still have a good amount of the skein left. Now to attach the two together, we're going to be using some of the floral wire you can pick up at Dollar Tree. This is 26 gauge and you get 100 feet for $1.25. You will need to cut two pieces at about 6 inches. And we're going to be attaching them together. Now you're going to come down about 2 bars there. So you have the outer bar and then the first inner bar. That's where you're going to be attaching it. And you want the bunny head on the top. And you just use the floral wire to feed that through. You want to do one on either side to get it nice and secure. So I have my wire fed through the bottom and the top. I have the bunny head in the front. So now I'm just going to pull it together and give a good twist and make sure that's nice and secure. Trim off your excess wire. Pull it together and then tuck it down so it's nestled inside the yarn and you can't see it. Now you want to do that to this side and this side to make sure that your bunny is nice and secure. Now that I have it wired together, I'm also going to hit a little bit of hot glue down here where they overlap. We are going to be putting a nice big bow here, so you don't need to worry if your yarn gets messed up a little bit or the wire shows. We're going to cover that. I want to put a hanger on my bunny before I go any further. And I just cut a nice long piece of jute cord. And I'm going to tie it right here in between the ears and around the head. And pull my cord through. Tie my initial knot. Do it one more time. Okay. And I'm going to pull that so the knot is hidden in the back. I'm going to hot glue that down, because I don't want my knot to slip up and show from the front. Now I'm just going to take a small piece of the yarn and hot glue that over the top just to hide it. Then I'm going to pull it together and I'm going to do another knot, but I'm going to make sure that knot is all the way down at the base there. And then that's what I'm going to use to hang my wreath. Now I pulled out a fat quarter from Dollar Tree, and I really like the fabric here. I think it's going to really set off the wreath. And this is what we're going to put behind our ears. So you just need to turn it over and then take your paper ears. Now where you marked the X for the front, and whether it's left or right, that should be facing down when you're tracing. And all I use is a regular pencil, number 2 pencil, and then just go over it so you get a nice clear. Then you also want to mark on the back which one's the left and which one's the right. When you cut it out, you want to leave a little bit of extra room, about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. That's going to help you attach it to the ears. I'm working on attaching my fabric to the back of my ears. I already have the right side down. Now I'm going to attach the left. Just want to lay it down, make sure that you have enough to cover everything. You want to start here at the tip and get your tip glued down. I like to use a silicone tool so that I do not burn myself. The best way to get this so that it's evenly stretched is to do down one side a couple inches, get that attached, and then do the other side. That way your fabric's not going to shift, and when you get down to the bottom you'll still have enough fabric to cover both sides. You want to make sure that you leave your hanger out. Oh, I love the ears. I think they look absolutely adorable. Now here on the back, after you have it glued down, if you find any excess fabric, just take your scissors and go through and trim it up. But I'm very pleased with that. I got the exact look I was going for. You can set your bunny aside. We're going to work on our bow now. You're going to need 2 full-length pipe cleaners. Now I'm going to be using this really pretty black and white buffalo check. Now I did pick this ribbon up from Dollar Tree, so it's not very thick, but you can pick up black and white buffalo check ribbon pretty much at any craft store. I'm also going to be using this really pretty ribbon I picked up at Hobby Lobby in their Easter section. I thought it was gorgeous, very neutral, and perfect for a farmhouse wreath. And this is 7/8 of an inch at 10 yards. We're going to start here with the buffalo check. Now I want some nice long tails on this wreath, so I'm going to measure at 12 inches. And this ribbon is nice on both sides, so I don't have to worry about twisting. I'm going to measure my loops at 4 inches, and I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. I'm going to move to my smaller ribbon. Again, I'm going to measure my tails at 12 inches, but this ribbon is only nice on one side, so I need to twist once I come through. On your tails, the nice side of the ribbon should be facing up, but as you make your loops for your bow, the nice side of the ribbon should be facing down. And I'm going to make 2 loops on either side at about 3 inches. Then you want to take a full-length pipe cleaner, feed it in on one side till you get next to the dowel rods. Pull that together. Push your bow down so everything's nice and secure. Take your pipe cleaner, I always wrap it around and pull it to the back. Pull nice and tight and give a good twist. Okay, and then just play with your loops, get them open and adjusted. I always like to trim my tails once I get my bow onto my wreath. Just kind of hold it in the center there. I want to make sure that all my loops are going to be able to lay the way that I want them to before I add the center. Now here on the back you want to open up your pipe cleaners so that we can wrap our center. Just make sure that if you're using something that has a right side, like the bunny sitting, I want to make sure my bunny is sitting properly before I wrap it. And that's approximately what your bow should look like. We're going to be attaching our bow right here around the neck. I think that's going to look adorable. And you just want to use those pipe cleaners, wrap it around the neck and tie it off in the back. If your pipe cleaners are not long enough, add an additional pipe cleaner. Lay it down, just take the other two and wrap it around. Give a twist or two. And then you take the shorter one and wrap it around one of the longer ones. You do that on both sides. Then they're very secure together and you have plenty of pipe cleaner to attach your bow. Trim and tuck your pipe cleaners. Go ahead and fluff your bow and trim your tails to whatever length you like. Now I have my bow on and I've trimmed my tails. I decided to cut the smaller ribbon a little bit shorter than my longer ribbon. I cut that just at an angle and then I did dovetail the buffalo check. Now I want to add just a little bit more behind my bow. So I pulled out 2 sprigs of the eucalyptus, and this comes with a little bit of what looks like berries or like it's just getting ready to bloom. I really do like that, so I have 2 stems of that. I did pick this up from Amazon. And then I have 1 stem of this, which is baby's breath, and I also picked this up from Amazon. So on your eucalyptus, you want to take it and kind of bend it. You want one to bend down this side and then the other one to bend down the other side. And then you just want to kind of play with it for a little bit. Adjust your leaves so that they're facing the right way. Make sure you can see your berries. And if anything pops off real easy like that, you want to hot glue it back on because you don't want it to fall off your wreath. Just a little dab of hot glue and then slide it back on. It won't go anywhere after that. And on the individual leaves, you can just kind of go down and twist at the bottom to get them to face the direction you want to. Right where it attaches, just kind of twist it. Then we're going to be hot gluing this in and underneath the bow. Just like that. And then I trimmed the baby's breath here into the 3 individual stems that it had. And then you just want to kind of open them up so that you can see them. And I'm going to be hot gluing that on top. So it looks like that. I like that. It adds just that little extra something something. You want to do the same thing to the other side. And here you go. We are all done. I absolutely love how my farmhouse bunny came out. I love all the neutral colors, and I really do love just that little bit of greenery and floral. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show me some love in the comments. If you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. If you like hauls and craft tutorials, you'll want to make sure to check out these other videos. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. You have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.